Hey friends, it's Barbara and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we will be creating some easy to do Christmas signs. Let's get started on our first project. I was lucky enough to find this pack of 3 boxes from Dollar Tree that has this gorgeous snowman image on the front. The box itself is 9 3/8 by 14 1/8. And when you unfold it, you just carefully pull those tabs apart so that you don't rip the sides, because you will need the 2 sides of the snowman for this project. It has a gorgeous burgundy red border around it, and we're going to be using an 11 by 14 picture frame from Dollar Tree. So just remove the backing from that, and we will use that as a guide to trace on our box. So I'm going to use the top part of the box as the guide, and I'll cut a little bit off of the bottom since our frame itself is not as long as the picture. I'm just going to trace around that with my pencil and then cut the box down with my scissors, and then I can make sure that everything's going to line up on the backboard of our picture frame. Now, this picture frame is sort of like a brown color, and it would be really beautiful just like this, very simple and very easy, but I decided to go ahead and paint my picture frame in a black chalk paint, and I gave that one coat all the way around the entire frame, including the back. Once that dries, I can put my glass back in and put all of the goodies back inside, and now you have a really beautiful Christmas picture for less than $1.50, because you get 3 boxes for $1, so you still have 2 boxes to wrap gifts with. I think this turned out very beautiful. You guys let me know if you like it better with the original frame color or with the black frame color. Okay, you guys, let's get started on project number 2. We are using one of these wood decor signs from Dollar Tree. Remove the hanger, and then I'm going to use Waverly White chalk paint and give this entire sign 2 coats all the way around. This is going to be a 2-sided sign. On one side, I am using one of these window clings from Walmart for 98 cents. I'm applying a layer of Mod Podge over the entire sign, and then I will place my window cling onto the sign and use my brush and apply Mod Podge to the top, but I'm moving from the center outwards to push any air bubbles or wrinkles out. Then I'll add a couple more snowflakes on each side of the sign and then go over those with the Mod Podge, and also go over the remainder of the sign that I didn't get Mod Podge on in the beginning because I want it to have the same finish. When that dries, you can flip it over, and on the back side, we're going to use some gray chalk paint. Now, this is my favorite gray chalk paint. I have this listed in my Amazon store. It is called Artifact. I'm dry brushing a distressed type look to give it a little bit of a wood grain and some wood knots on there, because the window cling that I'm going to be using for this side has a little bit of a wood texture behind it. This also came from Walmart. Now, this one was $1.98. I'm going to use just the Merry Christmas at the bottom, and since it was all in one length, I cut that in half. Did the same thing I did on the first side by applying a layer of Mod Podge, then my window clings, and then I'll go over that with the Mod Podge. It's going to give it less of a window cling look because I'm using a matte Mod Podge, and I'll go over the entire sign to have the same sheen. Once the Mod Podge dries, I used a black oil-based Sharpie just to go around the outside edges to bring the design of this sign out. To create a hanger, I'm going to use some jute cord, and I'm going to feed each end into the holes that were already on the sign, and then knot each of those ends. And I just chose to use it on the Merry Christmas side, but you could put your knots on whatever side you want to. Cut the excess jute cord off, and now you have a really beautiful 2-sided Christmas sign for very little money. You can turn it around for whatever mood you're feeling in that day. You guys let me know what you think of project number 2. Today's video is a collaboration with some of my dear friends here on YouTube. The host is Jenny at Lovely Moments Creating, and also we have Maria at Crafting with Maria and Amber with DIY with Amber. The playlist will be in my description box below. I hope you'll go over and check out. Each one of us will be making 4 Christmas signs. I know you will not be disappointed. Please go over, check them out, show them some love, and let them know that I sent you. If this is your first time visiting my channel and you are enjoying today's video, I would love for you to click that subscribe button and the notification bell, and visit me on my other social media accounts. All the links are in my description box. And now for project number 4, we will be using the sign from Dollar Tree, remove the hanger as well as the staples from the back, and then I'm going to take some sandpaper and sand that down nice and smooth. Then to clean that debris up, I'm going to use my desktop mini vacuum. This thing is super handy. I have it listed in my Amazon store if you are interested. We'll be covering this sign using some scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to hold that up, trace it, and cut it down. So this looks like the barnwood type of paper from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to attach that to the sign using some Mod Podge. And so I did put a nice thick amount on there to make sure it didn't dry before I could get enough all over that sign to place my paper on there. Then I'll just press it down nice and smooth, and once that dries, I'll go over it with some sandpaper on the outside edges to get those edges smoothed out. I'm going to use the Peace and Joy off of the window cling sign from Walmart that we used part of it in the previous project, and I'm going to apply that with the Mod Podge straight onto my scrapbook paper. And then I will go back over it with some Mod Podge to get any wrinkles out and also blend that window cling in. I added one of the stars to the bottom right, and then to create a border to frame this sign in, I'm using some Dollar Tree snowflake ribbon. It's really beautiful. It has a buffalo check background with the white snowflakes on it, and I'm going to apply this around all 4 edges using some Mod Podge. Now, my last video, I created a snowflake sign, and I'll have that linked up above if you want to see that using some of this same ribbon. It turned out really beautiful. I decided to go ahead and add another star at the top left, and then I sealed that star in with Mod Podge. Another very simple DIY, but I love the way it turned out. I think it's very pretty. You guys, let me know what you think of project number 4. For our final project in today's video, number 5, we're starting off with one of these Dollar Tree signs. It measures 6 inches by 10 inches. And I'm going to use Waverly chalk paint in the color Moss. So I'm going to give this 2 even coats all the way around this entire sign. It is a gorgeous green. Now, you don't necessarily have to paint the back, but I like for things to look finished, so I did paint the back of this. I'm also using one of these large styrofoam stars that came in a package from Dollar Tree at 4th of July. And a piece of a barbecue skewer. So I'm just going to insert that into the star, and I will give this 2 coats of a Waverly's chalk paint in the color Plaster, which is just like an off-white color. And I did decide to go ahead and hot glue that barbecue skewer in there. Paint down a little ways down on that skewer because we're still going to cut a little bit more off, but you do want that top piece at the star to be painted. Using a plain piece of cardboard and some cream-colored yarn from Dollar Tree, I'm going to wrap this around the cardboard so it measures from that top to bottom piece about 4.5 inches, and I wrapped it about 25 times so that we can make a tassel. You'll just slide it off of your cardboard, and then you're going to want to tie a double knot at the top part of those loops, almost at the tippy top. And then once you get that double knotted, you can leave those 2 strands down and then cut the loops out of the bottom. So again, we're just making a cute, simple tassel out of yarn from Dollar Tree. You're going to want to make 5 of those. So 5 of them that were wrapped around the cardboard 25 times. Then I'm going to make another one that's going to be thicker, and I actually wrapped it around the cardboard about 40 times. I'm using one of these wood stems from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to hot glue that down in the center at the bottom of the sign. And then if your tassels need to be trimmed up a little bit, you can even those up. And I'm going to place 3 of them right above that wood stem. So I'm just going to line those up, and then I could go in and add my hot glue right behind the top part where you tied the tassel together. And I'll hot glue each one of those down. Then you could take the other 2 and you're going to overlap them from these 3 kind of in the middle. So those pieces of yarn overlap down onto the 3 at the bottom, and you'll hot glue those in place. Then you're going to take that last one that's a bit thicker, and we're going to take our styrofoam star and insert that into the top part of the tassel, then line that up right above the 2 tassels there on the side, and then hot glue it down the same way, except I will add a little bit more hot glue to the back of the star so everything stays secure to the sign. And I just love how this sign turned out. Now you can trim some of that yarn up a little bit shorter if you like. This is so pretty. I'm going to give this to my son's girlfriend. She loves the boho style. You guys, if you have a favorite, please let me know in the comment section down below. I always love to know which one is your favorite. And please make sure to go check out the playlist. You will not be disappointed. These ladies are so amazing and so talented. You guys, thank you so much. I truly do appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for taking time out of your day to watch my videos. Please take care, and I will see you guys next time.